Hi, welcome to Hyperion Hype Club. My name is McKenna and I love the Kingdom Keepers books by Ridley Pearson. Join me as we discuss this series and others published by Disney Hyperion Books. Let's get into it. Hello everybody! So for this week's episode of Hyperion Hype Club, we are going over Kingdom Keepers Disney at Dawn, chapters 25 through 38. So just a little weekly recap from myself real quick. I finished reading To Kill a Mockingbird. So that was actually a really good book. And I'm glad that I didn't have to read it for school, because I could definitely see why people would grow to maybe dislike it or just find it kind of annoying. I mean, that was pretty much how it was for most books I read for school, except for like a rare few, like Outcast United. Well, I didn't read that for English. I read that for human geography. But Lord of the Flies, The Invention of Hugo Cabret, stuff like that were actually books I found really good and entertaining. So yeah, definitely a good book. Definitely give it a reread if in high school you were like, what the heck is going on? I don't care, not really reading it, whatever. And then, so it turns out another Percy Jackson book is coming out, like Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It has been like over a decade. It's called The Chalice of the Gods. So I'm recording this September 12th, but it came out it's coming out, or I guess for you guys, it came out on September 26th. So I'll probably read and review that for you guys. There's also like a Twisted Tales anthology coming out on October 3rd, I believe. And I've always been curious about the Twisted Tales book. So having like multiple Twisted Tales stories in one book, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I might be interested in buying that. Let me know if you guys want me to review that. And if I do you want me to review like one story at a time? Because I know it's like a 500 something page book. I'm not sure how many stories are in it, but if it's like 5 or 6, if you want me to go one at a time, I'm down to. And then maybe just do a big recap at the end. I'm not really sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys would like. And then I'm also definitely going to read or reread The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes before the movie comes out at Thanksgiving. My favorite series. Obviously, I love Kingdom Keepers too. But they're like kind of like one's dystopian, one's fantasy. So like in that genre, if I'm feeling that genre, like those are my favorites. But yeah, I'm so excited for the movie. I mean, I'm also very excited for like the Percy Jackson TV series and would love something Kingdom Keepers to happen eventually. But yeah, very excited for that. So I'm definitely gonna reread that because I think I read it like beginning of COVID. Or no, I read it early 2021, but it came out like May 2020 or something. Cause it's kind of a fast turnaround. Like they must have started casting like right away. I think I remember hearing them talking about casting as I finished reading the book. So I was like, okay, when is this being made into a movie? But anyway, okay. So Disney related stuff. The Figment meet and greet. A few videos have surfaced online of Figment falling, coming out of the tunnel for his meet and greet. Oh, poor Figgy. Oh, I mean, that's what you get for making him so tall. He does not need to be that tall. He is a small freaking character. He maybe 3 feet. Okay? He should not clear 6 feet. Good Lord. Poor Figment. Also, Toy Story Fun Day Football. By the time this episode comes out, it would have like the first Fun Day Football would have come on. I think it's Atlanta Falcons versus Jacksonville Jaguars. But they're like animating it in Toy Story style in real time. And there's like a halftime show with Duke Kaboom. So if you haven't heard about Fun Day Football yet, and you are a football fan like I am, I know definitely if the Eagles are ever on it, I'm totally gonna watch it, and I'll probably just stream it later because I'm sure that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, I think that's so cool and so fun. Okay, I went to the Five Things of Summer concert. It turns out that Michael Clifford actually lives in Alpharetta, and that's where the amphitheater they performed in was Ameris Bank Amphitheater. That was amazing. And actually a few hours before it, I was like on Snapchat and I like tapped on my best friend's story and she was like, pre-concert dinner, and it said like Alpharetta, Georgia, and she doesn't live near Alpharetta. And I was like, what concert are you going to? And she's like, I'm going to Five Sings of Summer. And I was like, me too. I mean, I don't know why we didn't talk about it. I feel like it might have been like a last minute thing for her, because she just started talking to a guy she used to talk to again, because he wasn't living in the area. Now he's back in the area. So I don't know, but it was like a date for myself and my boyfriend. But I also like ran into, she also said like, oh, like these two other people that we're friends with are going to be there. So I ended up sitting with them on the lawn because my best friend had seats. And then my boyfriend got a lawn chair and he's like sat behind us. So yeah, that was like really fun. I really enjoyed the concert. They are great to see perform live. And I got like the concert week tickets, the like Live Nation concert week tickets. So it was like $25. So yeah, definitely look out for that next time it rolls around next year. I think they have just like a bunch of seats for different concerts, probably all lawn seats, at least if they're amphitheaters. So probably not the best seats, but like $25. That's great. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Our dice roll song was Wrapped Around Your Finger. Let's see. Okay, I finally saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It almost made me cry as much as Marley and Me. Just like the highs and lows, man. People were right. It really is a roller coaster ride. Oh my gosh. I was not prepared for all that. And I don't want to spoil anything. But if you have Disney Plus, go freaking watch it. Please. Please. Okay, and lastly, a random little thing. So I tried that thing where you take like a box of cake mix and like a can of seltzer water or soda or whatever, and it worked. It was like really nice and fluffy. I even froze like over half of it, and I even just reheated some of it up now, and it was still nice and fluffy, and it really worked. You could definitely taste, like I use pineapple like seltzer water, and I could definitely like taste the little hints of pineapple in it, which I don't mind. I like pineapple and chocolate. But yeah, I do recommend it. It is worth trying. And yeah, it's really good, really nice. Very surprising. Much easier to make cake. Although I do love baking things from scratch, but sometimes it's nice to have something quick like that. Okay, so now into the book finally. So for the highlights reel, there was a meeting debriefing the sketch and how they might use that to find Jez. And once they heard Jez's iPod hacking come up, they came up with like a 2-hour plan to find her. So Willow went to the Ariel meet and greet, only to learn that Captain Cook has been nosing around. But then Willow like falls asleep when she's in the Mickey Feel Her Magic line to like the best thing under the sea, best show under the sea or whatever sign. And she like falls asleep there, and she's escorted out by 2 country bears, which that makes it seem like the bears might be part of the Overtakers, but Wayne seemed to trust them in the first book, considering he explained to Finn, Philby, and Charlene what the heck was going on inside, like going on with the Overtakers and stuff inside Country Bear Jamboree in the first book. So I don't know, we'll see. In Disney's Hollywood Studios, which I think that's the first time they mention it as Disney's Hollywood Studios instead of Disney MGM Studios. Let's see. When did MGM Studios change to Hollywood Studios? Okay, yeah. So MGM Studios changed to Disney's Hollywood Studios in 2008, the year this book came out. So well done, Ridley Pearson, on getting that change. And of course, you're with Disney Hyperion Books. They're gonna make sure it's all right. But yeah, Finn had a crow that he thought might be a spy, and 3 Fantasia brooms following him, or supposedly maybe not, following him from Hollywood Boulevard to Great Movie Ride, and then into Voyage of the Little Mermaid. So it seemed like the brooms were potentially following the under the sea clue as well, because the Overtakers must have heard Jez's hacking. And so that makes the keepers think that Jez might have escaped from the Overtakers. Okay, and then Philby went into like the Camp Mini Mickey DVC booth, and then he went on the MK and was able to chat with Wayne. Found out that the PA system was hacked in Asia, so Jez is either there or in the sound control room. And he gave Amanda access to the park's security cameras. And then there was a tiger attack. And I'm wondering if it was a real tiger or a DHI tiger, because they were talking about DHI animals earlier. And then Finn and Maybach recognized the monkey mural from Jez's sketch, or like the monkey in the mural. And then the Overtakers might use DHIs of animals and themselves, and maybe even Maleficent has one. So that goes back to the tiger attack. Finn creates a distraction for Charlene so she can get into the bat enclosure and see what's going on behind there. And so the question is now, are Philby and Willa in Maleficent's cages, or someone or something else? Okay, so on to the sketch. Let me share my screen. All right, so the sketch. Okay, so obviously the tiger. Hello, we're back. And then they mentioned tiger yard window and like a monkey mural, and like sculpture release and stuff. And so I don't see really like I was thinking this one was like the monkey that was trying to steal a bat in the last episode, but now it seems like that's supposed to be the monkey in the mural since there are no other monkeys on here. The closest thing I could pull up online to a monkey in a mural is this, where there's this monkey at the base of the tree. They kind of look similar. So I'm guessing this is like the sculpture relief that they were talking about, not really a mural. But when I was looking at this, I saw this one further down. And this one, you recognize this guy because he is right here in the sketch with the sword and everything. So on a different like sculpture relief where he's like cutting down the tree that the monkey was sitting under. I don't really see the monkey. Well, I guess there's a monkey, but not really the same. Okay, but yeah, let's see. Anything else on here? There's been no dinosaur yet, no gorilla, no man in a turban, no what I'm guessing is a chameleon. Nothing particular about Charlene. Is that spaceship Earth behind her? I don't know. So yeah, I think that's really all for now. Harambe was in the last one. We still have to find out what Change Rob means. Nothing about King of the Mountain. So yeah, a little shorter of a sketch update this time. Okay, so iconic. There was one iconic thing mentioned in this episode, and that is great movie ride. May she rest in peace. Finn rode it to escape from the brooms who mysteriously didn't follow him onto the attraction. And I just want to take this moment to say that I think that Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway is a good replacement for a great movie ride. GMR obviously needed updates, but it was fantastic. I do love it. Did love it. Yeah, I think some things that are new in the parks are really good. Like, it's tough to be a bug being changed into something Zootopia. I think It's Tough to Be a Bug was going to be changed at some point because it scares so many people. But yeah, I mean, but Maelstrom turning into Frozen. No, thank you. No, thank you. I wanted something cultural when I went to Epcot. Okay? Not a made up country in a country's pavilion. It's like how Aladdin and Jasmine, or at least Jasmine, meets in Morocco. Like, whatever. I mean, because Agrabah is made up, you don't really know where it's meant to be. Although to me, it always seems like kind of an India or at least South Asian kind of thing. Wasn't there a map? There was a map in the live action. Okay, the map in the movie is nothing. Okay. Good to know. Or actually, it looks like it might be kind of like between the Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea, kind of. Huh. But I can't really tell right now where Agrabah is on that map. But yeah, that's interesting. But that was like made a totally guessing what those bodies of water might represent. That was a bit of a tangent. Okay, but yeah, let me know if you think Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a worthy replacement of Great Movie Ride. I also think that, if they brought Great Movie Ride back, they should bring it back as the Muppets Great Movie Ride. That would like spoof. That was originally supposed to be built before Jim Henson passed, and like the Muppets area wasn't expanded as much as it was originally intended to. Now on to some random comments. 1 can of Coke has 34 milligrams of caffeine. And apparently, to these kids, that equates to loading up on caffeine. Are you kidding me? When you haven't slept in like 24 hours or more, you're like, 35 milligrams of caffeine. Oh, yeah, this is so great. I feel totally energized. Unless each kid had like numerous cans of Coke. I don't know. And just, I don't know, in case someone's not aware, because I didn't know until I looked it up, but I think a standard cup of coffee has what, 200 milligrams of caffeine or maybe 100? I guess it can change depending on the strength you get it. Energy drinks usually have like 150 mgs or more. 200 is pretty common. But yeah. So 34 milligrams caffeine is not loading up on caffeine, you guys. And then at one point in the book, it says a book had been written and published as fiction, but many knew the truth, talking about the Kingdom Keepers. So I think that's funny that they like kind of the characters kind of reference the first book. Yeah, I just like that. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, I was curious what kind of High School Musical stuff went out on at Hollywood Studios now. So I found this link. Here's this allears.net article. High School Musical 2, Schools Out, Disney's Hollywood Studios Archives page. So yeah, there was like a little High School Musical show at Hollywood Studios, and I think it was supposed to be followed by a like High School Musical 3 show. But yeah, I just thought that was neat. Okay, I did not realize this. High School Musical 1, 2, and 3 came out bam, 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 2006, 2007, 2008. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy to me. I did not realize that. It felt like so much longer in between them as a kid. But yeah, I thought that was interesting and cool. All right. I like how when Finn was kind of like scooting his way closer to the front of the Voyage of the Little Mermaid crowd, and was looking for his family as kind of his reasoning, he still worded it oddly, so he felt like he wasn't lying, which ties back to him hating lying, especially to his mom in the first book. So that was a clever, what do they call it? Only Murders in the Building? A callback? Yeah, sure. Even though callbacks are different. Recall? Well, you get what I mean. Thank you. And then the cast member who was like a ranger at the bat viewing area, I should say, at Maharaja Jungle Trek. A cast member would never lose their composure and shot at a guest the way the ranger girl did in the bat viewing area. Even like videos that come out online, like cast member gets angry at guests, they're never like really yelling at them the way that girl did at Finn. Like, oh my gosh. So that was like really odd to me. Anyway, on to random questions. I've got quite a few this week. So I wonder how Willa got out of and away from the metal tree stump. They never explained that. Like, was the dragon still there? Did he go away? Did people riding on the safari not see her? Like, what happened? All right, next. How do you know how to hack a sound system with an iPod and an opened headphone wire? I mean, maybe Philby would because he's the tech guy, but Jez, how would Jez know that? I'd certainly, like, they say kind of what you do, and I'm just like, I would not be able to figure that out. I would not even think of that as a possibility as something to figure out if I was in that situation. So I just thought that was like, what? But anyway, if it's possible, it's possible. Let's see if it's possible. Hello, lovely search engine friend. Oh, okay. Instructables.com. Want to attach your MP3 to a loudspeaker but only have headphones. Maybe you need a replacement. In this Instructables, I'll be showing you how to use any speaker to work with your MP3, cord attached or not. If you have any broken headphones, cut the headphone part off and use the cord. Put the cord into the headphone jack. There should be 2 cords coming off the leads of the speaker. Attach those wires to the ones coming from the cut headphones. Or if you have a male piece still on the wire, make a loop at one end of the wires. Slide the male piece through the hole so one is at the bottom and one at the top. Tape them if you have tape. Well, it's possible. I'm not going to pretend like I really truly understand that, but it's possible. All right. Moving on. That kind of seems like easier than I thought it would be. Just a little. All right. Also, third question. Maybach has a little sister? I thought it was just him and his Aunt Jelly. Did I remember that wrong from the first book? I don't think I did. I'm sure Kingdom Keepers Wiki lives with his Aunt Jelly. It doesn't have anything listed under family. Okay, this is not... Kingdom Keepers Wiki let me down. Everything just says he just lives with his Aunt Jelly. They don't mention a sister. I don't know. Okay. Does anywhere have mass on Saturday morning? I know places have it on Saturday night, but Willa says she sometimes goes on a Saturday morning. So, I don't know. I'm just curious. Do any places have mass on Saturday morning? Can I go to mass on a Saturday morning? No, a Saturday morning mass does not fulfill the Sunday obligation for Catholic rite. I don't know if regular church calls it mass. I would just say I was going to church. I don't know. Okay. Number 5. When Finn was running out of voyage, Pearson wrote Maleficent's powers clearly extend throughout all of the Disney parks. So I guess I always assumed that the characters that joined the Overtakers would be on that side no matter what, after like materializing or animating, reanimating, coming to life, whatever, in the parks from people's belief in them. However, this line brings up a good question. Are a sizable chunk of Overtakers on that side because of Maleficent's control? Like they're under Maleficent's control. Did she use her powers to bring the less believed in to life animation? Like, I'm wondering. I'm really wondering there. And lastly, the question we were all thinking, if the tiger that was in Camp Minnie Mickey attacking Philby was real, how the heck did a tiger get all the way to Camp Minnie Mickey and no one noticed him? And they did, I will say they did note this in the book, like this question too. An alarm didn't go off when they crossed the habitat's barrier. Like, what? Like, I mean, I suppose Maleficent could have prevented an alarm from going off or anything, but yeah. Just like Philby, I'm wondering how that would have happened. But again, the thing is, it might have been a DHI tiger, so that would kind of answer that question. But yeah, that is all that I have for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Next week, we will be covering chapters 39 through 50. And then after that, there's just one more episode, or at least book session this season, because there could be like a book review or something that might come afterward. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys are thinking of the book so far. We're over halfway through. Do you like their use of Animal Kingdom? Do you think the showing the readers the sketch was necessary. Do you think we'll find all the things that we haven't figured out what they are? Like, find out what they are? I don't know. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, and follow. Also, please chat with me and other members of this club in the comments of the YouTube video. My other social media information and a link to the Long Distance Sisters podcast I am also part of will be below. Back in a whack.